What if I told you I had the secret to weight loss, and in 5 minutes a day, you can be transformed from the fatty that you are today into something that you never dreamed about with exactly zero fat on your body? Just kidding. But I want to share with you my experience of being ketovore, following a ketogenic diet that was primarily animal based for 60 days, and what my results were. So stick with me for a minute and I'll give you the details. I've been following a diet for a good while that consists of a fair amount of animal products. And I kind of even thought I'm on the borderline of being keto. The truth is that probably if you're not tracking, which I wasn't tracking this whole time, you're probably not quite hitting that ketogenic mark, which is 50 grams of carbs or below. And for real strict keto, to make sure it's happening, it's probably closer to 20 to 30 grams of carbohydrates per day. So that being said, I decided that I'm going to go 50 grams of carbohydrates per day or less, and I'm going to track it all, make sure that I'm hitting it, and I'm going to do that until every single bit of body fat is gone from my body. So that being said, I haven't quite reached the 0% body fat mark. Haha. But I did get down to about 13% body fat. I'm guessing I was probably up to as high as 17 to 18% when I started, but I didn't check myself right before I started, so I'm not 100% sure what I was. But you can see in these images here what I was, and you can see what I am right now and see the difference. That being said, in those 60 days, I did lose 11 to 12 pounds of weight, and I feel significantly better. And the great thing is that it wasn't hard to do it. I've done these streaks of weight loss before, eating different ways, and I can say that doing a ketovore type diet to lose weight has been the easiest so far. I pretty much didn't feel like I was lacking anything. It did take some adjustment at first to get used to not having as many carbohydrates, but it wasn't any serious kind of adjustment. And I haven't stopped to do that ketovore diet yet, but I'm going to be done with it completely in a couple days, and I'm moving on to the next phase. The first part of that phase will still be keto, but it'll only be for 5 days, and it is going to be a protein sparing modified fast, and I'll let you know how that goes. But then from there, I'm going to go into something completely different to try and shred the rest of the body fat, at least down to about 11, 10%, maybe less. I'm determined to make it all the way there though, so please stay tuned and see how I'm doing, and let me know if these videos are helping you. So moving on, what did I eat? Lots of fatty meat, mostly. I did have my days with lean meat that were mostly a fish. I think I had a little bit of chicken, but mostly it was beef, and I had a little bit of lamb too. And usually it was 80%, 20%, meaning 80% lean, 20% fat beef. But several times it was 80-15, and a few times it was less fatty beef than that. I had an average of about 12 tablespoons of heavy whipping cream per day. And then I just had a very small amount of vegetables and even a smaller amount of fruit. Like some days I would have a banana, some days I would have a couple of tomatoes. And I also got some carbs from drinking anywhere from a half of a cup all the way up to 2 cups a day of milk. So when I had that much milk, 2 cups, that's about 24 grams of carbohydrates. I had to really watch the rest of the carbohydrates that I ate. So that being said, I was mostly at around 50 grams of carbohydrates per day or under, but there were a couple of days where I was traveling around and I didn't have access to the foods that I normally ate. So I might drink a bottle of kefir that was 4 servings. So there were a couple of days when I went over 50 grams, but the max was probably somewhere between 80 and 90 grams of carbohydrates, but those were rare days. So for me, the secret was getting a good amount of protein and getting a very high amount of fat and getting animal-based nutrition, because that really feels sustaining and nourishing to my body. That being said, I'm still open to other possibilities. I did try a vegan diet for longer than most people have ever done it, and I was a very strict vegetarian for about 20 years, and
I tried multiple ways of being vegan and vegetarian, and over the long term, it just didn't seem like the best thing for me. But I know there's so many different ways to try things that I haven't completely closed my mind off to any specific way of eating, but my experience tells me having kids that a vegan diet is probably not the right thing for kids. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about how I did what I did, which was to lose 12 pounds in the last 60 days, and I wanted to put this example out there just in case it might help you. So I'm really excited about the next stage, which I'm going to be sharing with you, and it would really mean a lot to me if you enjoyed this video at all, to please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel, and share this video. And the most important thing would just be to leave any kind of comment about anything, because that will help my channel grow. And I think since I've been doing YouTube since 2008, I deserve to grow a little bit. So please help me out if you like what I'm sharing. And so that being said, I'm going to go ahead and leave you with that for now. But I'm very excited about the next stage. I'm going to see how shredded I can get, and I'll look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.
Don't hesitate to call me back, 'cause I won't be